The Wang family happily sings karaoke in a mirror at the beginning of the movie until they vanish. Fast forward to the present, where you are in the Wang family's busy home. Evelyn and her husband Waymond are managing their struggling laundromat while also assembling paperwork for an audit, planning a sizable birthday celebration for Evelyn's father Gong Gong, with whom she was once estranged but who has since reconciled. Waymond has been quietly drafting divorce papers, but Evelyn is too busy to talk to him. Instead, she angrily rips off googly eyes from many surfaces in the laundromat that they have been placed on as a joke by her family, which Evelyn doesn't like. Joy, their disobedient daughter, and Becky, a friend, arrive. Joy and Evelyn dispute about Joy's tattoos and whether she should come out to Gong Gong because he is old and sour. Their connection is strained. Joy believes that her mother is making excuses out of Gong Gong and that Evelyn is deeply uncomfortable with her daughter's sexuality. As Evelyn introduces Becky as Joy's very good friend, Gong Gong enters the space. Evelyn tells Joy she's getting too big, and Gong Gong criticizes Joy for her lack of proficiency in Chinese. Becky claims Evelyn uses her criticisms to show her affection. Everyone is too preoccupied to witness Waymond briefly practicing martial arts while appearing to be possessed. The following day, Waymond, Evelyn, and Gong Gong visit the IRS offices to meet with their auditor. Waymond becomes possessed once more as they travel to the appointment in the elevator. He identifies himself as an alternate reality Waymond who has taken up residence with her husband on this planet and claims that the multiverse is in danger. Before leaving Waymond's body, he writes a note to her with instructions to read it when she exits the elevator. The family has a meeting with Deirdre, their auditor. According to Deirdre, the family's activities can be interpreted as the fraud. Evelyn reads the note written by Waymond as the meeting goes on. She should change her shoes, put on an earphone, and then visualize teleporting to a janitor's closet. The device instructs her. She does so and ends up in another one of her bodies in another universe, along with the Waymond. The connection is shaky because Evelyn frequently switches between Waymond and her talk with Deirdre, who is threatening to take back their laundromat. Waymond explains that he is from the Alphaverse, a universe. They use the branch universe tracking mapping program there to learn multiversal teleportation. They may learn the abilities and knowledge of any out-universe person they occupy in addition to teleporting into the body of that person. The act of harmonizing one's body with another reality requires the traveler to do something unusual, which is why Evelyn had to change her shoes. He claims that Evelyn is the only person with sufficient innate virtue to stop the evil multidimensional traveler Jabu Tapaki, who wants to wreak havoc on the multiverse. He points her that Jabu has been killing Evelyn incarnations around the multiverse, but he believes this Evelyn is the one who will be picked. The bodies that Waymond and Evelyn were inhabiting were then killed by an alternate Deirdre, which returned them to their own bodies. Deirdre has agreed to give them until that evening to submit additional supporting paperwork for their audit when Evelyn awakens. Evelyn punches Deirdre because she was still in shock from her experience in the parallel world. As Deirdre contacts security, Waymond is forced to take over Waymond's body and beat the security personnel with his martial arts prowess. Jabu notices what's going on. It is made known that Jabu is actually Joy from the Alphaverse. According to Waymond, Joy was pushed too far in the Alphaverse by Evelyn's exploration of the multiverse, enabling her to freely traverse it, experience all realities at once, and change reality. Joy was driven insane by the criticism and multiversal knowledge, and she now believes that nothing matters because there are so many alternatives and that life is so short. Waymond created a weapon that he thinks will end the universe. He believes Evelyn can halt this. Deirdre assaults while residing in Deirdre's body. Evelyn receives training from Waymond on how to access a universe in which she is a skilled martial artist, by declaring her genuine love for Deirdre. Since Evelyn is unable to do this, Waymond decides to give up on her, thinking that he mistook her for the chosen one. But Evelyn soon gains the ability to travel and use the abilities of her martial arts alternative. Evelyn beats out Deirdre with her combat skills but is subsequently taken into custody alongside Waymond. But Jabu, who is now occupying Joy, attacks the police and kills them in gruesomely cartoonish ways, that is, exploding into confetti. In her distress, a horrified Evelyn accesses the knowledge from an universe where everyone has evolved to have hot dog fingers in order to combat Jabu. Only when Jabu shows a particular interest in this Evelyn, sharing some of her experiences with her and giving Evelyn a sneak peek into her endgame, are they saved. Jabu is unexpectedly ambushed by Alpha vs. Gong Gong, in Gong Gong's body. Jabu makes the decision to go to the Alphaverse and face them there. After learning he was correct about Evelyn, Waymond travels back to Waymond's body and debates with Gong Gong what they should do. Gong Gong, who has done this in other universes as well, intends to have Joy killed while Jabu is preoccupied since it will prevent Jabu from entering this one. Waymond is against it because she thinks Evelyn can save everyone. Since she believes they have all been infected by Jabu, Evelyn stands with Waymond and Gong Gong and recruits people from the Alphaverse to kill the group, and worried that if Evelyn joins Jabu will surely succeed. Evelyn uses the experiences of her doubles as a martial artist, a singer, hibachi grill cook. It is later revealed that his is a universe where one of her co-workers has a raccoon named Dracoca under his chef's hat to help him cook in a parody of Ratatouille, Maid, and Sign Spinner in order to defeat them. She is a strong combatant thanks to the combination of all these skills. She overcomes Gong Gong's henchmen, including in a fantastic butt-plug combat, small role for Jenny Slate as one of the minions. Jabu murders Waymond inside his body in the meantime. Evelyn prepares to attack Jabu when she returns. Nevertheless, the stress of utilizing too many different skills at once, as well as spending too much time in the bodies of other Evelyns, results in Evelyn's death. Waymond is distraught, and Jabu appears disappointed. As Evelyn's awareness traverses the multiverse, she encounters the different lives from which she borrowed abilities and knowledge, including in the hot dog finger universe. She is in a romantic relationship with Deirdre and everyone does things with their feet. In a scenario where Evelyn chooses to stay out of it and simply returns home to finish her taxes, we also find that Waymond didn't actually desire a divorce but rather wanted to do something to make Evelyn talk about their divergent views. Evelyn eventually succeeds in reviving herself by directing her spirit back into her deceased body. Returning home, she confronts Joy and coerces Jabu to come out. Evelyn makes an effort to combat Jabu, but Jabu overwhelms her with her powerful abilities, transporting her to worlds where they are in prison, where they are panatas, and even where they are animated. Then Jabu takes Evelyn to her base. There, she explains that her tool is an everything bagel, or an instrument in the shape of a bagel to which Joy has attached everything in the universe. The spectator can experience all of reality at once by gazing into it. Evelyn is coerced into looking, and as a result, Evelyn starts to think that nothing in life is important since people are so insignificant. The only universe in which the two can find comfort is one in which life never developed and in which they are sentient pebbles. Evelyn starts severing her connections to the different realities she is connected to after coming to the same conclusion as Jabu that there is no use to living, even calling animal control on Rakokoa. In her home universe, she divorces Waymond, doesn't file her taxes, which prompts Deirdre to send the police to seize the laundromat, and breaks the laundromat's windows. Jabu reveals that by piercing the bagel's center, she will cease to exist on all planes, ending the pain she feels due to the pointlessness of the multiverse. Evelyn accepts her invitation to go with her. Before she can, though, Evelyn detects Waymond's voice and teleports to a parallel reality where she is a martial artist and Waymond and she are not married. Waymond explains that he thinks Evelyn rejected him because she thought his giving was a sign of weakness. But he claims that the way he derives meaning from the cosmos is by loving other people. Waymond says that rather than the prosperous life he led alone, he would have preferred to have led a happy life with Evelyn operating a laundromat. Evelyn is moved by his words and starts to recognize the positive aspects of each of her multiverse lifetimes. Finally, she returns to her world and sees Waymond use kindness to persuade Deirdre to change her mind about stealing their laundromat. She understands that he was correct, true love is what gives life meaning and strength. Evelyn refuses to go through the procedure with Jabu despite her best attempts. The Bagel and its thugs are teleported by an incensed Jabu from her home base to Evelyn's main world, where they immediately start destroying everything. Waymond persuades Eleanor to abstain from violence and give herself the evil eye as a sign of her pledge. Tell Gong to kill Jabu. Gong and the Alphaverse forces arrive. Evelyn uses her abilities to understand the fighters' deepest regrets and correct them, leading every enemy soldier to cease fire. In the multiverse, she also corrects the issues her previous selves caused, that is, making up with Hot Dog Finger Deirdre, saving Rakoku from animal control. In response to her father's abandonment, she claims that she drove her own daughter away in an effort to avoid being like him. Now that her family has come together, everyone grabs onto Jabo to stop her from meeting the Bagel. Evelyn simultaneously apologizes to her daughter in her world of paying taxes. Joy initially rejects her mother's efforts to make amends. Joy argues that it makes no sense to try to mend their relationship since life is too unpleasant and people are so insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Even though all of that is true, Evelyn argues that these brief intervals of time are what matter most and that no moment is more significant than the brief moments they get to spend together. As Jabu is extricated from the Bagel hole and the Bagel is turned off, Evelyn and Joy embrace. Joy's agreement with her mother has also calmed Jabu. Moving ahead, Becky, who has now gained the full acceptance of Evelyn and Gong Gong, drops the Wong family off at the IRS headquarters. Evelyn and Waymond give each other a passionate kiss as they enter, demonstrating the stability of their union. They arrive to Deirdre's office with their receipts in order, and Deirdre compliments them on their much-improved performance. The movie ends with a reveal that Evelyn can still have an all-at-once experience of the multiverse. Joy, the evil Jabu who threatens to wipe off the multiverse, is Evelyn's daughter. Evelyn's frequent criticisms from an other world drove Joy insane, and she momentarily persuaded Evelyn that life was meaningless after learning how insignificant one person's existence is in the grand scheme of the multiverse. However, Evelyn is able to mend the multiverse by resolving the regrets of her opponents after being motivated by her husband Waymond's fortitude and charity. She successfully mends her rift with Joy, preserving the multiverse in the process. Thanks for watching this video.